Welcome back, everyone. We are kicking off a hopefully fun little adventure today. Found the car I wanted finally a couple days ago. Messaged these people out of state. Got it all lined up yesterday, and I'm now at DIA. Drove up from Colorado Springs very early. Met up with a buddy, Derby, and he came up with me, and then he's driving my car back down. And then he's going to hang on onto my car for me for a couple of days until I get back. So hopefully this all goes well. I'll probably put it in the title. You probably already see what the car is, but I can't wait to show you guys. I really hope it's solid. I've looked over all the photos, all the info. They had a full VIN check on the car and everything. It checks out so far. One of the sales guys there actually did a FaceTime with me on the phone, so I could kind of do a walk around with him on the car. Kind of walked me through everything, showed me a couple little things that he fixed on the car. It sounds really good. It sounds like it's just what I want. So I've got cash in hand. We are flying down to Phoenix. I've got a layover there, and then down into Tucson, and then I've got to get a ride over to the shop to pick up the car, hopefully. So we'll check it out, give it a little test drive, make sure it's everything I need it to be. I really hope it is, because I don't want to have to fly back. But if I do pick it up, it's going to be like a 12-hour plus with stops. Road trip back by myself, because the flights are too expensive to bring someone else along with me today. So anywho, come along for the adventure. Hopefully it's a good one. We'll see. We are officially in Tucson. The layover in Phoenix ended up being just a few minutes, and loaded right back on and flew out here. So Tucson, just waiting for my lift to show up, and then we've got about a 20-minute drive over to the shop, and then we will finally get to look at this car. So I'm excited. It's also not as hot as I thought it would be here. There's cactuses everywhere, but I thought it'd be like sweltering heat, and it's really not all that bad so far. So I'm happy about that. But anyways, we'll catch back up with you hopefully after we've bought a car. We'll be back. Guys, well, here's your quick update clip. I bought it. So this is the new daily. It's a 99 LS400. It's got about 175,000 miles on it. It is the gold edition. So it's got gold emblems and the chrome wheels, which whatever. And it comes with a two-tone paint, which I didn't really want, but you know, got that gold. So it does need a lot of little things. There's a lot of little trim stuff. There's a couple of dings. That wheel's got some rash on it. The front bumper paint's pretty terrible. So there's a lot of things to fix up, but the engine runs super strong. Transmission shifts really smooth. So mechanically it feels great. The suspension's super nice. Needs a new driver's seat belt. I'm gonna have to fix up the leather a little bit. But overall, like, this interior is so clean. I mean, it needs a lot of little stuff, you know, but I mean, overall, for its age and mileage, for a 20-year-old car with 175 on the clock, like, it's not doing bad for itself. But it's got the full sunroof. It's got the original toolkit. It's got the original med kit. Power, you know, everything. The only thing it really doesn't have is seat heaters, and I don't like seat heaters personally anyway. So anyways, I did buy it. I'm gonna go grab some fuel. I am down in Tucson. It's a 12-hour drive back home without stopping for anything else, so I'm gonna fuel up while I'm here. It's 10 till 2 local time in Colorado. So I probably won't be getting back until very early tomorrow morning, but about to hit the road here. And I'm just gonna set that cruise control and see how the drive back goes. It is hot down here. I'm sweating my absolute face off. But yeah, I love this car already. There's so many fun little things. Like I said, it's got all the original pieces, which is awesome. And if you've ever seen like one of DeMuro's videos on this car, like, you know, it's got your regular sun visors, And then they even thought to add this little guy, so you can block above your mirror if the sun's head on. It does need a few little things. This vent's busted, so I'm gonna have to get a new vent. This is all jacked up. I need a new shift knob. Rear leather's super clean, and it's got it's got original floor mats. I've got all the original owner's manuals, original books. Yeah, it does have, not that I'll ever use it, it does have the multi-disc CD player with all these little dudes. So I'll figure out how to use that at some point, even though I won't ever actually want it. But outside temp gauge, it's got the auto climate control. This will have to be replaced at some point with something that's moderately modern. You know, but I'm super happy with it. No warning lights. It said 175,000, give or take. So yeah, I'm gonna go put about a lot of fuel in this thing. It takes premium, of course, and then we are gonna hit the highway and see how this drive back to Colorado goes. But so stoked. I'm already in love with this thing. There's so much to fix, but it drives so good, and I have so many plans for this car. I can't wait to get started on it. So I'll kind of keep this updated as I drive back, as I stop for fuel and whatnot. We'll see how the car goes, but so far the car is just, it drives like a dream. So I'm really happy, and let's hit the road. Not sure what this is, but it's a freaking C-130 graveyard out here. There's dozens of covered up, sealed up C-130s sitting out in this field. Huh. Well, anyway, just fueled up. I replaced 2 burnout brake bulbs, and I've still got a tail lamp failure warning, so can't figure out what bulbs burn out at this point, but this thing has like 6 brake bulbs, so something to figure out later. The seat back angle now will not adjust, so I can't set it where exactly I want the seat, but you know, it's read that there. 98 degrees. Air conditioning is on absolute max right now, and I am still actively sweating, so I don't know if Tucson's the life for me, let me tell you what. Oh, look, more planes. That is wild. There's some big boys too. It is pretty country to be driving through. There's rock formations everywhere. Oh, and lots of traffic. Lots and lots of traffic. But that's okay, because we have a V8. So we're making short work of traffic. All good. And blue skies ahead. We've been traveling through this mess of rain lately, so looks like we're about to break into blue sky and just have a nice forward cruise. Crossing into New Mexico. There's some New Mexican mountains and skies. And I don't know if you can see that. Right now we're sitting right at 9.5 hours to go. Got 80 miles till I exit this highway, and I'll probably stop then for a fuel top up. But yeah, we're doing good. Just having fun. The radio is actually pretty bomb in this thing, I'll say that. For an old stock radio, it's not half bad at all. So got the tunes cranking, passing semi-truck after semi-truck. This car is so fun. Like, show you guys something here in just a second. Now remember, we're totally in Mexico, right? Okay, that's 80. She scoots. It's nothing crazy, but this thing drives so nice. The only thing I have an issue with so far with how it drives is the alignment's definitely a little off, so it's a little touchy. Just when you're trying to go straight down the road, the center of the steering's a little tweaky. So I'll head up Evan and get that sorted out, get it a nice clean alignment. And as you can see, it's a freaking fishbowl up in here. So we got to get some tint on this thing. I'll hit up Kevin, good old Auto Film Solutions. We'll get that squared away, no problem. But yeah, we got beautiful rocks, good music, 9.5 hours to go. So many road signs. Check this out, guys. Continental Divide, guy stuff, blankets, jewelry, snacks. They even got girl stuff and fireworks and cochinas. I'm not exiting now though. I don't know what that place is, but it's been advertising for like the last 20 miles or something. They've got billboards all over the place. But hey, they got guy stuff and girl stuff. Historic trading post apparently. And that used to be a mechanic shop. And that is a really long train. And that is more traffic. And apparently there's a thing called Pistachio Land. Bigger is better, people. New Mexico's something else, let me tell you what. I feel like I'm in a whole different country from Colorado right now. Graveyard. Now we got the train car graveyard. They had all the wheels ripped off of all of those and stacked up. I'm guessing these are next. I'm telling you, Arizona and New Mexico are on some other level. I'm gonna take my Lexus back to Happy Calm, Colorado, I guess. Oh, we're making a pit stop in Deming, New Mexico. And I usually only use Shell fuel, and this town doesn't even have a Shell. So I tried to stop at a Phillips 66. They didn't have anything but standard fuel. They didn't have Plus or Premium in this. This thing's supposed to run Premium fuel. So now I'm at a little Chevron that has Premium fuel, except it's not 91. It's only 90 octane. So, heck if I know. But not doing too bad so far. Getting mid-20s, like 26 for fuel mileage with AC running pretty much constantly, so it could definitely be worse. I have so much work to do on this car, but it's running so good. I'm super happy with it, but just fueling up, little quick stretch the legs break, and then we'll be hitting the road again. It's a flock of windmills. Yeah. 8 hours to go. Well, 8 hours of driving. Again, that doesn't include stopping for fuel or food or sleep or anything. I hope I've got the energy to keep pushing through. I'd like to just finish up this drive in one shot without having to stop and sleep, because I'm already, if I drove straight through without stopping, which I have to at least once more for fuel, I wouldn't get there till 2 in the morning. So it's probably going to be 2:30 or 3 by the time I get home. And I was like exhausted. The first video clip, I'm probably mumbling and half asleep. I got 1 hour of sleep last night by the time I got done packing, and then I had to get back up at 3 to drive up to DIA. So I got 1 hour of sleep. I dozed for 30 or 45 minutes between the 2 flights, and that's it. So I am running on extremely small amounts of sleep. I've got water. Almost done with this bad boy. And then I got one of these mean greens to continue this drive. So anyway, we're still in New Mexico. I like that hill. That's Brown Hill. The glass in this car is tinted. I haven't quite figured it out. They're not like window tinted, but there's like a green tint to all the windows, well, the side and rear windows in this car. Must be a Lexus thing. Some serious solar panels to complement those windmills back there. Some big dudes. This is what the highway looks like right now. It's just straight. It just keeps going straight. Not a corner to be found. Probably the last daylight clip, so I figured I'd grab it. Just pulled off in a little parking area to stretch the legs. Grab a couple of pics before it gets too dark out here. Got some sunset going on back there. Still like 100 miles from Albuquerque. I'm still about 5.5 driving hours from home at this point, so still a long ways to go, but we're getting there, over halfway at this point, so we're making it. So I'm gonna grab a few shots, and then I've got plenty of fuel to keep running, so I'm gonna push into Albuquerque and then stop, fuel up again, and then keep plugging for home. So, but car's still running great. Haven't had a single issue with it, knock on wood, but yeah, it's been doing fantastic. I'm still just loving it. Definitely starting to get a little saddle sore. The leather couch seats are they wear on you after, you know, seven-ish hours that I've been at this, so definitely starting to wear, but it's still doing great. Looking great, driving great, so onwards and upwards, people. Well, we've made it to hopefully the final fuel stop. I had my cities all confused. So I was actually almost to Albuquerque last time we spoke, and then I ended up deciding to pass through the next town, which I'm spacing right now. Anyways, decided to push through to Las Vegas, New Mexico. I figured they would have a lot of fuel or whatever. Turns out they have one little station that's thankfully open because I'm in desperate need of some water. Found one pump that has premium, and yeah, gonna go ahead, fuel up here, and then hopefully make the last push home. I've got about 3 hours, 45 minutes of drive time left and about 270 miles still to go. So it has been a long day. It's 10:40 at night. I'm probably not going to be home till 2:30 in the morning. So anywho, we're still pushing. I've just had the music cranked up, and it's been raining like crazy for about the last hour and a half, 2 hours. And so it's just been a absolute trip. My windshield keeps trying to fog up. It's got this film I keep cleaning off of it. Anywho, 26-ish mile per gallon according to the onboard computer. And yeah, anyway, that's where we're at, filling up in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and we will keep plowing on. It's very early. It's very early. Put myself pretty far behind what I'd hoped to be the schedule. Originally I was going to be back home by like 2, and then it got pushed to 3 by the time I made a few stops. Last big rest stop before I hit Colorado, I had to stop. I was getting way too tired to be safe to drive, so stopped for a couple hours, took a couple naps while I was there. Still super tired, but feeling a lot better now. So made it into Colorado, just passed through Pueblo actually, so home stretch, we're almost home, so just making one last rest stop here, and then we're gonna hit this last stretch back to the Springs. So almost there, almost got this car home, but I'm probably gonna see another sunrise before I get a night's sleep. So I'm absolutely beat, but hey. And just for reference, this little number here, you know, when I left was at 174 something, to give you a feel for how many miles we've done today. But this is killing it. Almost, I had it touching 29 mile per gallon, so not too bad. I'll have to do some calculations and figure out how accurate the car's computer is compared to actual math, but we'll see at home. There it is, another sunrise. Saw yesterday's sunrise on the drive up to DIA, so almost home here. So it's 5:11. I'm about less than 10 minutes from home. So I left home at 3:15 a.m. yesterday to drive up to DIA, and now 26 hours later I'm coming home with the car. So it's a 26 hours round trip, a drive to Denver, a flight, a layover, a flight, 20-minute Lyft ride, buying a car, getting a few things fixed up, making it drivable, driving it back, having to stop for a power nap, and finally back home. And I reset the trip B, so 818. So yeah, a little over 800 miles just driving back. So not something I'm used to doing all the time. I know some other people who can pull off 20+ hour drives solo in a just straight shot, but not something I'm good at. So anyways, enjoy the beautiful sunrise, and we'll be home in a moment. There you go. It's tucked away in the garage. I would say it's tucked away for the night, but you know, it's morning now. The birds are up and chirping, and anywho, it's home. 26-hour round trip later. A lot of fuel, an expensive flight. It barely fits in the garage, but it's home. So Anyway, I hope this has been an enjoyable road trip for all of you watching as well. I'm gonna go get some sleep and then get a shower after I get some sleep. So I'll do more in-depth kind of going over the car in later videos, show you all the things that need fixed as well as the stuff that I want to change. I have a lot of big plans for this car and I'm really excited to be able to get into it and start doing the stuff that I want to the car. So anyways, it's home. It's gonna be the new daily, and yeah, thanks for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed this trip, and we'll catch you next time.